What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another replay cast here in Heroes Hearth Warcraft 3. My name is Kendric, and today we're gonna watch Spiral against NightEnD. Two of Europe's finest are duking it out here in Northern Isles. NightEnD, of course, a long-time scene veteran representing the undead race as per usual. But Spiral, ladies and gentlemen, on the other hand side, is doing something unorthodox. Well, not as unorthodox as many of you might think at first glance. He's playing human, however, and that's a big however actually that we need to put in here, he has played... Oh no! He has actually muted NightEnD. There was maybe a little bit of banter going on. We see this from the player's perspective because it was a ladder game, so... Nice little detail for all the viewers of Heroes Hearth. Hot take, hot take. Anyways, Spiral is playing human. And he's done this several times in certain matchups. Now, previously we've seen him do this against Undead, but we've also seen him against Night Elf, if I remember correctly, because against Night Elf he felt quite confident, you know, with humans. It's a very good matchup for the human race in particular, and oftentimes a slightly more difficult matchup for Orc players, which is his main race. So, yeah, Spiral, dual-wielding his races there, basically, speaking in WoW terms. And also muting, squelching people if they seem to be getting a little bit too far. Anyways, guys, let's focus on the game, man. Orc is not in the field. It is human versus undead, and man, that matchup, whew, that is a heated one at the moment. Many different things are being tested and experimented with. We see the return of the Dreadlord. In other matchups for undeads, we've seen the return of gargoyles, especially against night elves. So the undead race that was once labeled boring and dull and can only play one style, which is the happy style, it is definitely flexing and switching things up here. For now, though, NightEnD going very much the happy route, early DK harass, no early expansions, no other creeping adventures. Basically, just trying to be obnoxious, just trying to go and snipe some creeps with a death coil, or maybe even getting some workers. And I can't wait to see what Spiral has to offer. I have to admit that I'm not super familiar with his human style against undead. So I could probably tell you a little bit more in the Night Elf matchup, but here, not so much. And that's, of course, the thing about ladder. Oh, the Death Coil too early for NightEnD here. Missing it out, missing the juicy XP steal, and is now trying to go after Footman. I'm not sure if that's recommended, really, because chasing down this Footman will result in his DK also taking a significant amount of damage, and whereas the Footy can be healed later with a shop, the DK, without Aura at least, won't be able to heal up that much, and of course, we don't have to mention that the DK is way more crucial to the early game battle plan than one Footy. So yeah, what style is Spiral going to bring to the table? You know, is he going to go into rifles, Mountain King Paladin, or is he going to go into Spellbreakers maybe with a fake rifle attempt that we've seen from many humans? You know, or is he going to go the Fortitude way? You know, Fortitude, the master of tanks, master of siege engines. Let's see, there's a variety of styles that humans can play against undeads these days. By the way, Slippers of Agility, not a high priority items, but still, it's better to pick it up than leave it be, even if you're just going to sell it. The DK, by the way, seems to have found special interest in those footies. This time, though, the Death Girl was on point. He was probably checking the HP of that Footman, realizing that the dealt damage was great enough to actually execute him. And Spiral, man, look at this guy. No chills, no fear, no hesitation. He's just expanding in NightEnd's face. Sending the workers in, sending the militia in. Yeah, pretty interesting, actually, to say the least. Oftentimes, this can be punished if the undead gets some fiends in, gets an abundance of skellies in. Maybe sometimes you can even pull a ghoul or two if you really want to stall this out and prevent this from happening. The question is, though, is it going to be an expansion, or is Spiral going to send those workers back home after he's done with the creeping? 3 workers only right now. I think he's already taking some economic damage there, but he wants to get the expansion through. I'm just looking at his lumber right now. Here's Spiral's lumber, that is 230. That's okay, but the expansion has already been built, so it's a nice chunk of reserves here. And oftentimes what we see in undead versus human matchups that have a human expand, it's oftentimes these long, drawn-out, constant sieging battles where the undead is trying to break the human expansion that already has a couple of towers in it. It's already a little bit fortified with farms in the front. And that usually results, to me personally, in very interesting gameplays. Sometimes even Pit Lord is considered with Rain of Fire. instead of a Lich. So, yeah, let's see how that goes. If he's going for the good old Lich. Second hero already in production. Yeah, it's a Lich. No experiments here. No crazy shenanigans with a Pit Lord. Although that could certainly be a third hero choice. Of course, in no other matchups do Undead race to tier 3 as fast as against humans. Simply because of early orb. Simply because of early triple hero pressure. What the Undeads don't have in economy, they're trying to compensate for in strong hero levels and army size. Or army strength, I should say, with statues, some destroyers in the mix at some point. So both players really just creeping a little bit. Nice Skelly Scout here, seeing where Spiral is currently at. And if NightEnD were to creepjack here at the Ice Troll Warlord, that could certainly inflict a lot of damage. Is he taking it though? No, he's actually getting a little bit stalled out here by the Murlocs. Takes an absurd amount of time, of course, when you only have 2 Fiends. Now he's on his way, but will he be there in time? Healing Words, by the way, found for Spiral. A huge item in the early game, really, to keep your army sustained. Especially when you don't have a shop. And you don't have those AoE healing scrolls. Scrolls of Regeneration, I should call it. I know, otherwise someone is going to mention it in YouTube comments, Kendric. But a shop is coming, and that's fine. Nice SimCity, nice base layout here on the expansion, by the way, with the blacksmith just blocking the way a little bit more towards the towers. So it's virtually only the Fiends that can access them in terms of range. If the DK wanted to hit it, then the Arcane Tower would always be there to sap his mana. I can't stress enough, by the way, how important I think base layout is for humans in particular at the expansion. Like, imagine if he were to build the towers here, or if he was to build a tower there, or maybe even there. It wouldn't nearly cover as much ground, and it wouldn't be nearly as easy to protect them, you know, with a farm, another farm over there. I really like Spiral's base layout. A German engineering and architecting, I guess. Nice attack, nice run by the way, into the base of NightEnD. Going for these Acolytes when they're the most vulnerable. Oh, the Archmage, by the way, needs to be careful. But man, is he cool, calm, and collected, or what? Not breaking a sweat, knowing exactly that he has a TP, knowing exactly that both Undead heroes just use their mana on spells. So this is super cool. No, wait a minute. Is Spiral trying to snipe the Haunted Goldmine with just footies? I don't think that's going to work. Even with shield upgrade, I think they're going to take too much damage from the towers and the Fiends. Is he going to lose all those footies? The Archmage is back. I'm not sure why he wants to prolong this attack. Probably just to keep the Undead busy and let the expansion get even more economic value. Nice Death Coil here. Can he get another Footman? No, he can't. So, yeah, that's at least... I'm not sure if these corpses are all footies. I think they are. So 3 Footmen dead. For very little gain in terms of damage. But he bought a lot of time, which is huge. Look at all this. Spiral, the Master of Towers, built 2 normal ones, 1 Arcane Tower, a 3rd normal one, a 3rd Guard Tower is in production. Damn, dude. NightEnD, if you want to crack that expansion, that's going to be a tough nut to crack, let me tell you. That is going to be a really tough nut. Alright, so what's the plan here? Are we going to see a 3rd hero for NightEnD? Are we going to see a Pit Lord? Pit McFit. Pitty McFitty. Always excited to see those. I was a little bit sad when I recently cast the Tavern Brawl with Taker and Lado. Shoutouts to them, by the way, the beautiful boys. Was a lot of fun. Was a great pleasure to cast a Tavern-only cup. But yeah, we haven't seen a single Pit Lord in that. We have seen every single neutral hero except Pit Lords, and I never thought that would happen. Instead, we've seen a lot of Alchemist, a lot of Tinker, and a lot of Panda. But Pit Lord was completely left out in the open. And by the way, dude, more footies are falling. What is the transition for Spiral, by the way? He's built an abundance of towers at the expansion, more towers in his main as well. A Paladin is coming in. Paladin coming through. Is this going to be a transition into mass rifles now? Oh, no, it's the Fortitude style, is it? It's got to be it. The tanks are coming, ladies and gentlemen. And I wonder if Spiral is doing the tanks just out of spite for NightEnD. Because there must have been some banter going on for him to mute him. Or maybe he muted him in advance because he knew he was going to go tanks anyways, and he wanted to prevent any complaints or having to read any complaints. Oh my god, tank mode enabled. Unless we're going to see a funky flying machine strategy, which we have seen in the past. Some players just building an absurd amount of flying machines and just with a bomb upgrade, just punching buildings left and right and center. Zeppelin play, that is just designed to buy more time. He basically wants to keep NightEnd in the dark. Wants to keep him in the dark so he doesn't know what the human is playing, but I think already this should be a little bit suspicious to NightEnd. You haven't seen a single caster, you haven't seen a single rifle on the map, you haven't seen anything. Spiral has just been distracting and delaying. So, in his mind, there should be an alarm bell ringing, tank mode, tank mode, tank mode, or something like that. Yeah, look at this. Nasty Zeppelin drops here. Really nasty. Even with Blizzard, he retrained the Archmage from Water Elemental to Blizzard to basically prevent the Acolytes and the Ghouls from harvesting their resources. That is so nasty. Spiral, I'm not sure if I should be proud of you or disgusted by you, because that is really smart. Really cool. Look at this. One Ghoul is going to fall here. Even the Goldmine is taking significant damage from the constant ice storms. But look at the Gargoyle. It's there. NightEnd knew that something like this was coming. He doesn't get the Zeppelin to crash over the trees, which would have been an insta-gib on the Archmage, but he forces out a TP, which is very nice. Cool Soapy Mask and greater mana, by the way, for the Archmage. He's going to be a very strong mana boy. Mana for days. So he built a Temple of the Damned, probably for anti-magic shell on the heroes at some point. Man, do you hear that sound? That's when the tanks come out. Do we have any upgrades on them? Let's see. Damage upgrade 1. No fortified additional masonry upgrades or anything. Wait, does it still work with masonry, or is it actually normal armor upgrades for tanks right now? I'm actually not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure it's masonry, though. But if it's not, feel free to correct me, guys, in the YouTube comments. Wait, he's already attacking with 2 tanks? Normally, we wait until 3, 4, 5 tanks and then unleash them all at the same time. Oh, no, and he runs right into NightEnd, who happens to be just here. He doesn't have any siege tanks or any mass numbers of ghouls that are really good against siege tanks in the first place. Oh no, he's just right-clicking on the gold mine. Right-clicking on the gold mine and Zeppelin dropping in the main. Is that the plan of Spiral here? One footy coming in, probably intercepting... no. I thought he was going to intercept the frost shots first and then put the Zeppelin in. So Paladin here to finish what the Archmage started with a Holy Light. Man, these ziggurats are actually getting dangerous close too. Of course, the Paladin can keep the Archmage nice and healthy too. Oh, this is so nasty. What are the tanks doing, by the way? Tanks have been eliminated. They've been dealt with. One more Blizzard. Yeah, there we go. Man, he's going to lose those 2 Ziggus. And if he loses them, he's not going to be supply blocked because of the expansion, which is nice. Ooh, by the way, look at the first meat wagon in the mix. 2, 1 Ziggu. He needs to re-aim the Blizzard so it hits the Acolytes too. Damn, he also dropped in the perfect spot here, really. In this short corner where not many units can attack the Archmage at the same time. Oh no, the Zeppelin is gone though. He staffs away the Paladin and then TPs to safety. Spiral, you crazy vicious mastermind. Oh no, 2 more tanks in the expansion. Spiral attacking on several angles, leaving NightEnd no time to catch a breath. Oh boy, the Romanian Undead player is not going to like that. NightEnd, one of the more vocal players with strong opinions. He's not going to like that. He's not going to like that at all. Oh no, and now he's supply stuck as well. 56 out of 50. Naughty boy, Spiral. And there we go. There we go. I mean, you could really say, though, that NightEnd, he could have played this a little bit better, though. Let the expansion going through is one thing. But just being so passive and not scouting anything is a different thing. He tried to go for the expansion. That's good. But was he reacting to the tank threat a little bit too late there as well? Shouldn't he have suspected something like this to go on? When there is no sign of the human army, when there is only this Zeppelin lame attack to buy as much time as possible. Oh, look at this Paladin. I'm loving this so much. Blizzards into healing, into tanks. If you don't focus on the tanks, the Archmage is going to ruin your backline with the economy. And if you focus on the Archmage, guess what the tanks are going to do? They're going to do even more terrible things to your base. Oh my golly. This is getting from bad to worse for NightEnd. Expansion. gone. Main base, not looking good at all. Creeping, for the most part, done on his side of the map. He can't even leave his half of the map anyways, because if he does, then the distance will be too large, and he won't make it back in time. Dude, look at how efficient and fast NightEnD wants to be with his creeps, man. Losing Nicole and Nova just to kill him as fast as possible so he doesn't have to cover a large distance when going back to base. That's how desperate he is, really. Needs a good item, too. Needs a good item. Oh my god, that's so many tanks! These tanks could have won World War II. All by themselves. Damn, that's a lot of tanks. 3 attacks upgrades. Oh my god. I don't think NightEnD can hold this. He doesn't have the defense. He doesn't have... Does he have a TP? Yes, he does. Okay. Helm of Valor doesn't even pick that up. Oh boy, NightEnD. He has to multitask so much on so many different ends and angles. He didn't even have time nor APM to pick up the Helm of Valor. And that's going to be the main building gone. The Black Citadel has to say goodbye. Yeah, these buildings are all going to fall. Spiral, man, out of control. His human cheese level, definitely Gouda level. Cheddar cheese strong. Coming in there, and NightEnD says, GG, taps out. And yeah, what you going to do? This is a very Fortitude style, or Fortitude from China inspired style. Can't even talk right now. So tanks, they're not unbeatable, don't get me wrong. They're only unbeatable when you don't see them coming, or when you see them coming too late and you don't prepare. Maybe more aggression on the expansion would have been needed. Maybe a Pit Lord would have been nice. Pit Lord against tanks is actually fantastic. Cleave damage, Rain of Fire, really strong. But yeah, of course, it's always easy to say that from a caster's point of view, from an observer's point of view. But man, that was a fun game. It's really cool to see Spiral practicing more human, and to see him play it against other races too than Night Elf. So yeah, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to leave a subscription, leave a thumbs up here, and drop a comment down below. The more you interact, the more it motivates us here as Heroes Hearth Warcraft 3 to pump out more content. And pumping out more content is what we do. So stay tuned for the next video. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.